Oh hi! Vanity here, and you're watching my first ever YouTube video on vanity arts. I really hope you enjoy your stay. So, for my first video, I was actually having a bit of a difficult time trying to figure out what to do, and that was mainly because, it's my first video, I'm trying to leave a good impression, but that I realized that there's no amount of you trying to make something perfect. It's not gonna happen. So, I sat down and I tried to figure out what are some things that make me really happy and that I would search for in other videos. And well, the one thing that makes me really happy is my OC character Lee. He's like my muse, and he shows up frequently in my artwork if you follow me on social media. And then the other thing that I really care for, especially when searching for artwork or watching videos on YouTube, are redraws. Redraw challenges are really great, and I just think that everybody should be doing them, honestly. They are so self-indulgent and really great for your art too. I think that when you see the vast difference between one piece of artwork and the other side by side that you created, it sort of really helps you kind of come to terms with the fact that you are improving regardless of whether you see it or not. And okay, so granted, you may not always see a huge difference, especially if the time difference between the two pieces aren't that far apart, but there's always something. And I know you may even look at your art and say, oh my goodness, I backtracked, I got worse. It's not the case. It's not the case at all. Style changes. Honestly, that's really what it is. It's like your style may have changed, but your skill in itself definitely improved, regardless of what your artwork looks like now and then. So if you have never really done redraws, I really recommend it. It's a huge help to your own, I don't want to say artistic ego, but in a way, the well-being of yourself and knowing that you are getting better at this, regardless of what you may think. So go do it. But for this redraw, as I previously stated, I am working on my character Lee, and I know some of you may be looking at his picture on the right and going, what? They don't look the same. And yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. But he was sort of one of those characters that was made in a very generic manner, despite the fact that he doesn't necessarily look totally generic or anything. He really didn't have much thought. He was this pretty manly character with very strong personality, and actually he looked even manlier than this. His hair was cropped short. It was crazy. It was bonkers, I'm telling you. And over time, he sort of really chosen how he portrays himself to the world. And for artists, I think sometimes we should allow ourselves to let that change happen, because our characters want to do what their characters want to do, and we can't control that. Come on. So yeah, he became a lot prettier, and but his personality pretty much stayed the same. So it's kind of it's a silly mixture. I will tell you what. Anyways, now I'm addling. I cannot speak words, people. I'm adding color here, and I want to admit something to you guys. I am terrible with color. What the heck? I don't even know what I'm doing half the time. But the cool thing about this painting is that I definitely felt a difference in terms of my process. Before, I was having a hard time. Painting has never come easy to me in the slightest. It's always been a struggle. But with this one, I felt like the painting itself didn't fight me as much. So that's another way that I can definitely tell that I've improved over time. So maybe next time you decide to do a redraw, you should look into little things like that and see how drawing or painting in itself feels for you, because it has a lot to do with that as well. One of the things that I'm still not really happy with, even in the newer picture, is the background, the colors chosen for the background. This was supposed to be a sort of mock cover for his second book, which is called Toxic, and whenever I think about that word, I see greens and purples, So that's sort of what I wanted to integrate into this image. Unfortunately, I don't think that I don't know, it just, to me, it doesn't look how I would like it to look. And perhaps even in the older picture, I was a little bit more satisfied with that. But on the flip side, I'm actually a lot happier with the values of this picture. I feel that it's a lot more interesting to look at, and it looks better, I feel. I like how the contrast from light to dark goes, and I don't know, I just feel like when you look at it, it jumps out a little bit more. But definitely would like to improve on color choices. I feel that that's one of those things that I'm not particularly great with, and it's always something that I'm trying to learn. But color theory is a bit complicated. I mean, it's a simple enough idea, but in the end, it's a lot harder than it seems. It's one of those things that really do take years and years of experience, and it's its own ball game when it comes to art. On a side note though, like looking at the two leaves side by side, old and new, I'm just sitting here really like shocked how different they are. I mean, you can definitely see the similarities between the two, but they are for sure wholly different. But yeah, that pretty much brings us to the end of the video. I wanted to thank all of you for sticking by and watching this very first video. I feel like a big girl now, but yeah, thank you so much. And if you would like to see more videos like this, or new ones, different ones, then you can definitely hit that subscribe button, and also make sure to check the bell icon if you want to receive notifications. And if you would like to leave suggestions or even just a comment, just go ahead and put one below, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.